This is the weekly sales meeting for May 5th, 2024. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic, 1 year from now, you will wish you started sooner. You have heard this before, I am sure. 1 year from now, you will wish you've started sooner. It captures a timeless truth about human nature. It talks of the pursuit of goals. It looks at the climb to higher aspirations. This phrase speaks to the natural tendency of human beings to underestimate the power of time. The other side of this coin is the human brain's natural tendency to protect us. Often it aims to protect us from ourselves. It causes us to put off challenges that appear difficult on the surface. If you don't start, you can't fail. But if you never fail, you never learn anything. If you never learn anything, you are stuck. You are treading water. You are standing still. Meanwhile, everyone else will pass you by, no matter how little they do, all because you chose to do nothing. It is why 50% or more of all sales calls end in no action at all. Your prospect or customer decides that nothing or maintaining the status quo is equal to or better than what you have proposed. We did not make a compelling enough case for change, and change for most is uncomfortable. It represents the unknown. The unknown is frightening for those who are unadventurous. Let's face it, it is a rare breed that blazes the trail for others to follow. Most are comfortable in the middle. They are not first and they are not last. They are in the middle of the pack, and that is safe. The brain is sedated by the safe play. It is not working overtime to protect us from us. It is comfortable with its Linus blanket by its side. While nothing can hurt it, it won't make progress either. But that is not the function of our self-protection system. To grow, we must override our internal programming. We must push ourselves beyond our current limits. In the late 16th century, Sir Francis Bacon wrote Meditations Sacrae. In it, he held to the belief that knowledge is power. Learning is a transformative process. Learning shaped human history. It brought us out of the Dark Ages. It allowed us to advance as a society, all because a few brave souls challenged conventional norms. They broke the mold. Bacon states that the scale of human learning starts with establishing a basic understanding, then moving into expansion by acquiring extra knowledge on the subject. This stage involves exploring more advanced concepts and advanced theories. This moves on toward integration. Here we begin to recognize patterns in the subject matter. We can organize and simplify what we have learned. It is then we can implement that learning. Call this the application stage. It is where we apply this acquired knowledge and begin solving real-world issues. This is based on both success and failure in application. Finally, we advance to mastery. It is the pinnacle of this cumulative learning method. It is where we become experts in a subject. It is not final, as it is a continual work in progress. The hardest part of advancing our knowledge base is getting started. It is overcoming the internal safe programming that occupies the brain's thoughts of safety and security. 18th century satirist Jonathan Swift wrote, "He was a bold man that ate the first oyster. At first glance, the oyster is not very appealing, but some swear by them. I am allergic to shellfish. I shy away. But someone looked at it and said, how bad could it be? Someone else decided it needed horseradish and Tabasco. Getting started is simply doing that, overriding the brain's internal programming to put you on a path to mastery, and that is of whatever you get started. Here is how you can shut down this protective mechanism. Realize how little, in the grand scheme of things, it would take to be better than 90% of your peers with a bit of effort. Earl Nightingale was a radio star of the 1950s. His work could be heard on WGN Chicago. Thank you to the late Doug Paul. He was also an author and motivational speaker later in life. He dealt with meaningful existence and human character development as common subject matters. He is often quoted as having authored this gem: if you spend 1 hour a day on a particular subject, for 5 years, you will become an expert on that subject. Spending 1 hour every day would advance your cause. 1 hour seems simple. 1 hour seems minuscule in the grand scheme of time. Time is the finite resource in question. When we think of time, we believe in abundance. We can always get started tomorrow, but tomorrow is guaranteed to no one. We only have today. Shouldn't we use it to get the most of it we can? By delaying action and giving in to procrastination, we squander opportunities to make progress toward our goals. And then there is the power of momentum. Small actions taken over time with consistency can bring you significant results. If we get started today, we can use momentum to carry us forward on days when we don't quite feel up to it. And on days we do feel it, we gain velocity. The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Taking that first step is hard. It means making a choice, making a commitment, making an effort to change something. And we agree that change is uncomfortable. Josh Kaufman wrote The First 20 Hours, How to Learn Anything Fast. In it, he popularized the 20-hour rule. The rule is, as it suggests, with focused effort and practice, you can and will learn a new skill with a mere 20 hours of practice. Now, that may simplify learning a bit. Kaufman is challenging the idea of mastery of subject matter. He argues that focusing on the essential aspects of a skill rather than repeating it ad nauseum is tantamount to mastery. I would argue that mastery is a long-range work in progress, and those who are masters never stop learning. It is a constant work in progress. But the 20-hour rule will put you in the top 10% of all in your field. So in that respect, it would work, and that removes one of the brain's obstacles to getting started. The distance is not that far. On the other end of the spectrum, Malcolm Gladwell popularized the 10,000-hour rule. Mr. Gladwell is a journalist, author, and public speaker. Since 1996, he has been a staff writer at The New Yorker. He wrote Outliers, The Story of Success in 2008. In his book, he looks at what contributes to success at the highest levels. According to the book, there is a commonality amongst the successful. Achieving mastery in a particular skill or field typically requires 10,000 hours or more of deliberate practice. This 10,000-hour commitment may be kept alive in a vacuum. It mentions nothing about the individual's skills, talent, or drive. The premise is based on the research of psychologist Anders Ericsson. He studied the development of expertise in various fields. His research showed that those who achieved this mastery had at least 10,000 hours of deliberate practice over many years. If we combine these thoughts, we can turn it into a math problem. If we spent a mere 1 hour each day working at getting better at our craft, that would equal 10,000 days. If we divide that by 365, it would equal 27.4 years. It is here that we would be amongst the elite in our field. But to be in the upper 10% of our peers, it would take 200 days at 1 hour a day. That is 0.55 years, or 6 to 7 months. So in less than a year, we could surpass 90% of the field and 90% of the competition. Why have we waited so long to get started learning more? It could be this. Once you start, you cannot stop. So not starting puts a ton of work on the back burner. What can you do to get started? Make a plan. Define your goal. Then write it down. Write it down in big, bold letters. Place it on the wall in a visible space. One where everyone can see it. Make sure there is never a question of the intent. Then set a deadline. In this case, start with the short one. Put it 6 to 7 months in the future. Now make a list of all the activities you will need to accomplish this goal. Here, if you don't know what they are, ask for help. Get a friend, a colleague, a manager, or a mentor. Let them coach you through and help you stay accountable to your task. Organize your list into a task list. Then make that magical first step. As you accomplish tasks on your list, cross them off. This shows progress and feeds the human mind with positive reinforcement. William Mather Lewis was an American teacher. He was a university president, and he dabbled in politics. He served as mayor of Lake Forest, Illinois from 1915 to 1917. Later, he would be president of George Washington University. He wrote, "The tragedy of life is not that it ends too soon, but that we wait so long to begin it." Be mindful of procrastination. Procrastination often thrives without clear intentions and purposeful direction. Having this goal visible and having an accountability coach can give you a sense of purpose and a clarity of vision. It will help you overcome procrastination. Harness the power of intention to ignite your inner drive. It may give you the extra motivation. To achieve your goal, you will need structure and organization. Use strategic planning as a potent antidote to procrastination. Break down daunting tasks into manageable steps. Create actionable execution plans. Make a clear roadmap. Divide your time and resources effectively. Give your productivity purpose. It will lead to more confidence. We have become an instant gratification society. Anything that doesn't produce immediate results is dismissed. It sounds too much like actual work to be pursued. There must be a life hack, shortcut, or Cliff Notes version to get to the finish line faster. But there's not. Procrastination thrives on the allure of instant gratification, but can be kept at bay by consistent effort. Forward progress daily should be your mantra. To master your new skill, you must cultivate it with discipline. Consistency must be your weapon. Like any kind of workout, establishing a daily routine gives you a good habit. It prioritizes productivity and focus. It will keep you on course. Procrastination is unable to withstand the relentless force of consistency. That consistency starts with the first step. As Mark Twain put it, the secret to getting ahead is getting started. In our always-on world, there are plenty of things to distract us from taking action. Guard against these avoidances and distractions. Safeguard your dedicated time block. Manage your calendar with diligence. Make your you time inflexible. Don't move it unless it's an emergency. This will give your time and space clarity and purpose. As you cross the accomplishments and milestones off your list, you will feel a sense of purpose and pride. The converse is also true. When we put things off for long periods, they become easier to put off forever. It often breeds feelings of guilt, shame, and self-criticism. This adds to the fire of avoidance and inaction, which is already burning. Procrastination is the art of delaying action. It is a seductive dance with inertia that lures you into the comfort and embrace of avoidance. It thrives on the allure of instant gratification. It preys on the fear of failure in the back of our minds, and it is fueled by the illusion of infinite time. Like a cunning adversary, procrastination whispers those sweet promises of tomorrow, and we defer our ambitions to an uncertain future. Yet, despite its beguiling charms, procrastination is but a fleeting shadow. It is a hollow specter that dissipates in the face of real action. Action is the antidote to procrastination. It is a catalyst that ignites the flame of progress. It propels you towards the end goal. When you take action towards your goal, it creates a ripple effect that can impact all aspects of your life. Action builds confidence. Action breeds clarity. Action cultivates resilience. Action creates inspiration. So put yourself in motion. Define your goal. Write it down. Put it in a public place. Declare your intentions. Do it so others hold you accountable. Set a deadline for both movement and completion. Organize your list of actionable tasks. These are the ones that make progress towards your goal. Put yourself in motion to achieve it, and do it with discipline and consistency every day. And a year from now, you won't look back and say, "I wish I started sooner." You will have already arrived at your new destination where you can set a new goal. My new book, 52 Weekly Sales Meetings, is now available on Amazon.com. If you like what you have heard here today, please consider ordering a copy or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.